This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Young Jarek would love to take my order.
Hi.
He works at the coffee shop just up the street.
Morning.
He's happy and annoying with a smirk the size of Texas. He's my coffee enemy.
Would you like a mochaccino? Or perhaps a cappuccino? Or maybe a frappuccino?
Said Jarek wearing the chinos. All I really want is a cup of coffee. So strong the spoon stands up, just a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a friggin' cup of coffee, Jarek.
Copley, Wendy's, how may I help you?
Hi, I had some questions about your the food that you prepare at your restaurant.
Okay.
So what kind of meat do you use in your product?
Like the brand?
Well, the quality, mostly the animal.
That I'm actually not too sure.
You're not sure? Like in the hamburgers even?
Yeah, well, I'm not actually sure of like the brand. It's like regular beef.
I guess. Let's be honest. Let's lay it all on the table. Is there goat meat in the chili?
I'm sorry?
Do you put goat meat in the chili?
No.
I swear, last time I had chili, I'm not saying it was bad, actually. But it tasted just like the goat meat that my mom prepared when I was a baby. And it reminded me of home. And I want to make sure next time I come there, you use that same goat meat.
Hi, hello, Coffee Nation, and welcome to episode 23 of the Coffee with Friends podcast. I'm your host, Carl Coffee. With me once again is my sidekick, Tim. Anderson, how are you, Tim?
I'm great. How are you, Carl?
Oh, fine. With us once again is Jason Hollister. It might be his third time back on the Coffee with Friends podcast.
Times the charm.
Episode 23. Who's the greatest athlete to wear number 23, Jason?
Michael Jordan.
Tim here at the coffeetime.com.co studio. Jason with us on Skype in Columbus, Ohio. How are things in Columbus? Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Good to hear. We are a member of the Overtime Sports Network. You can check them out at otsportsnetwork.com or on Twitter at _TSN, and also the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. Jason, you can check them out at detroitsportspodcast.com. Do people still go on websites? Anyways. Or on Twitter at Detroit Podcast. Anyways, this show is broken up into 4 segments. We have the Song of the Week, Timmy's Worst of the Week, Sandlot, Reboot Prediction kind of thing, and the Ultimate Team Name Battle, MLB and NHL second round. We'll move fast. But I have to just tell you guys, there was a time when I was in Florida and I was 25 years old and I needed a job. I had a bachelor's degree and I was on Craigslist. And I saw an ad for a science teacher position, middle school science teacher position at a Lutheran school, Tim.
Lutheran, you say?
So I've been applying. I applied for like 10 jobs a day. Get the interview, nail it. I did 2 shots of tequila in the parking lot before the interview, by the way. It really helped. Got the job. I ended up becoming head of the science department, taught 4 grades, also taught health, all this stuff. It was crazy. And I was a bona fide teacher. And to this day, my buddy Jason still doesn't believe me. Can you believe that?
You had a teaching certificate and everything?
No. It was a private school.
Why did you just take 2 minutes to go through your fantasy teacher story? I don't get it.
It's just a weird thing to make up. And it is.
You keep bringing it up. It didn't happen.
I've even had students IM him.
You have not produced one piece of physical evidence.
Are you familiar with Barstool?
Yes.
PFT commenter?
Yes.
So, have you seen the feud me and him are having on Twitter right now?
No.
It's really messing up my notifications. Every time I look, there's like 20 more notifications. We're feuding it out right now. Whose side are you on?
Xbox.
Okay. Anyways, the song of the week is BBMak Back Here. Jason, are you familiar with that song?
Ooh, good song.
Oh, wow.
I could play that song on guitar.
Baby, set me free.
You want me to jam it right now?
I can take it no more. Sing it, Jason.
That you ran away, nothing been the same. Timmy?
No, I don't know it.
Don't know what you're living for. Here I am, so alone. Awesome.
And there's nothing in this world I can do.
So I didn't want the show to go too long, so we cut out Stump the Expert. But I'm still keeping this segment. It's new to you, Jason. Timmy's Worst of the Week. My sidekick, Tim. He's an angry man. Sometimes he just shakes his fist at the sun. He's that kind of guy. So every week he gives something that's the worst. And here he goes. It's his platform.
The worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible. But thank you. It means a lot. The worst in the world.
So Carl, this week is going to be Major League Baseball. I have 3 issues. The first being opening day in Japan. Opening day should be in Cincinnati.
Opening Bay?
Opening day. Keuchel and Kimbrel are still free agents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that whatsoever. And the Blue Jays are Bryanting Bichette and Vlad Jr. The Jays get an extra year of control. The youngsters are going to lose out on millions of dollars over 2 weeks in the minor leagues. It's not fair, Carl. It's not fair.
It's business. You know what's not fair? The NFL and those non-guaranteed contracts.
That's a fact, Carl.
You get paid in Major League Baseball. And you have the audacity to call out Major League Baseball. It's a Mike Trout just got almost $500 million. Can you believe this guy, Jason Hollister?
He's going to see every dime of it.
Oh, well, listen, another bad choice by Tim. Major League Baseball has never been hotter. It's never been hotter.
It makes no sense to bury your main star in Anaheim, Los Angeles. Where are they? You know what, actually? I drove past their field in a train when I was in California.
Where in the street is they're moving
on?
No, they're talking about moving to Long Beach.
Yeah.
And I never realized Anaheim is kind of like a small town.
It is.
And the stadium's like in a neighborhood, kind of like the Cubs. But no one talks about that because everyone assumes it's like near L.A., but it's nothing like that.
Exactly.
Whatever. He got his money. Gun to your head, do you think you'll ever get a ring?
No.
Whoa. All right, so do you remember 1993, Jason?
No.
How old were you?
1.
Okay, well, I was 10. Tim was about 12.
I was, yeah.
Dude, look at this lineup of sports movies. Cool Runnings.
Jam.
Rudy.
Jam.
Rookie of the Year.
Jam.
Sandlot.
Jam.
Dude, are those all bangers, Jason Hollister?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me?
That's the 1984 draft of movies.
Are you kidding me? Cool Runnings is my number 1 movie. Rudy's my number 4.
No, I've never seen it.
You've never seen Cool Runnings or Rudy?
Cool Runnings.
All right, well, we got a date set up. It's a great movie. Anyways, so Sandlot came out in that crazy year of sports movies. And guess what they just announced earlier this month, Jason Hollister?
They're bringing back Roseanne.
Yes. The reboots are hot right now. Roseanne. Yeah, Will and Grace.
Yep.
Girl Meets World.
That's gone.
Girl Meet World? I think that's a different movie.
It ended.
And some other stuff. So reboots are hot.
Nostalgia.
I'm not sure if any of the people in Sandlot still act, besides, James Earl Jones and Small's stepdad. But listen, it's 1984, and they're all about 33 years old. And Jason, that's all they've told us. So let's put on our imagination hats. I just got mine in Epcot. And let's make some predictions. We're going to run through the characters. There's 9 main characters. I've lumped the twins together, or brothers, I don't even know. So we're going to be talking about 8 of them. Are you ready?
Go.
We're going to start off with Ham Porter. And, I went on, the Wikipedia of Sandlot, and they have all this information. And they let us know his life. And, after a brief stint as a professional wrestler, he got his CDL, and he's driving a truck, he's quoting Ric Flair, and he's still doing cannonballs. But what do you think he's doing in 84, Jason? Any idea?
So, Ham Porter in 1984. First off, have all these characters been confirmed?
Well, not much has been confirmed. I assume they all, maybe not Benny because of his legal troubles, but the other guys have nothing going on. I assume all...
So they're saying, did they do the maths from the beginning of Sandlot to 84 or whenever, that's the same age difference that the kids actors are, so it's going to fit now?
The movie happened in it was 62, so they were about 11 years old. 22 years, 33.
Okay, I'm digging it then. So Ham is going to be still doing his professional wrestling, and I think he's starting to get into like the WWE, early WWE days.
Boring. I see him as just a average Joe who's a loyal Sizzler customer who's confused by the menu layout. Like, nothing special. He tried amateur wrestling, failed miserably. He's just that kind of guy. You know, he can't pronounce vagina? He doesn't know.
That sounds delicious.
You have anything, Tim?
I think he was drafted by the Twins, and now he sells hot dogs for the AA affiliate.
Interesting. So we got Timmy and Tommy, and at the end of the movie, they talk about how they invented the mini mall. Okay, is that something? I guess. Are they rich? That's what they said. I don't have any prediction on these two. They bore me. I don't care. Jason, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much lay out what they do throughout their life, but I think after they make their multi-millions, they invest a little bit into like some sort of Ponzi scheme before Ponzi schemes are known, and then they lose all of their fortune, blah, 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 you know, all of that kind of stuff. So they seem like someone who, back in the 80s, you could probably pull off a Ponzi scheme a lot easier than nowadays, so they fall victim.
You know, and they said this is going to be on a streaming service, not sure which one. And if it's going to be on a streaming service, you can be edgy, Jason Hollister. Why not make one of these brothers a sex predator? Let's have some fun.
Ooh, why would you?
Because, you know, it's the 80s. Things happen, you know?
Okay. I think they're now Tammy and Tanya, all world softball players.
Sex change, Tim,
Sex change.
Even in 84,
That's
huh?
right.
That's progressive.
Gonna chop them off.
So we got a sex predator and a sex change. So me and Tim are we're thinking outside the box, and Jason, you're playing it safe.
I bet you're putting it inside this box. Let's move on.
So Bertram Grover Weeks, the hippie of the group, the one that handed out the chewing tobacco before they rode that carnival ride. Gross scene. Don't eat before you watch that. And at the end of the movie, they said he got really involved in the 60s and never seen again. So, if that's true, should he even be in the reboot? Or is it all just made up? It's television. You can say things and it's whatever. So, I think he's going to come back and he's going to be messed up. A lot of LSD, a lot of fun in the 60s. But he comes back in the 80s and he seems like the kind of guy who's haunted by ghosts that only he can see. What do you got, Jason?
I almost agree with you. So he got super into the 60s, but I think that no one ever saw him again because he actually ends up going undercover for the beginning of the CIA. That's right around when that was kind of a thing where they were going in and infiltrating all of the communists. I think he ended up going in there and moves to Russia, kind of becomes a double agent and gets in on the LSD studies, all that kind of stuff. The
so
60s
you're saying
are wild.
MK Ultra.
Okay, so you're talking, it's this wholesome show about baseball players, and you're going to have one of them be like a Russian CIA agent spy.
You just made one a sex predator.
Yeah,
it's
but
on a streaming service, Carl.
Nobody's going to watch this.
You sicken me.
Anyways.
Yeah, well, I say he died from coke.
So you're going to have him killed off.
Of course.
I don't know which one's the more ridiculous. Mine, Jason, or yours. I think you're...
I think this is a sports podcast.
Mine's the most normal. Is this a sports podcast, Jason?
I asked that question.
Okay, so it's 1962. I always kind of thought they were in California, so it's a little bit progressive. So they had a black friend, and they made him, and they went above and beyond. They said, "We're not only going to have a black friend, we're going to make him the pitcher." Okay, cool.
Dave Stewart.
Thanks, Kenny. Kenny Nunez, which is kind of a Hispanic name, but whatever.
It is.
And after his childhood, he married, and although he never played on a major league team, he did make it to the minors. Cool. Then he coached his son's team called the Heaters. Awesome. But you know what I think he's like in 84, Jason?
What do you think?
He seems like that one uncle at every family reunion who says he can beat you in anything. You know that guy?
Yup.
What do you got, Jason?
I think so. This one for me was the toughest one. So he seems like you said, he's just that uncle, that random uncle that's pretty vague, first of all. But I think he's someone who kind of lives in the past, where he coaches his sons, lives vicariously through them. So a little different vibe than that. So he kind of is the living in the past, tells stories about the past kind of guy.
And they're that one black family in the neighborhood, right?
What do you do when you are in the middle of a sentence and you realize it's not even funny, but you have to continue? Like, that's the toughest. Anyways.
That happens a lot. I do a lot of podcasts, and there's sometimes
It's tough.
I make a note. I say, edit that out.
That's the worst answer I've ever given to anything ever. It's like, oh, hey, want a vanilla answer? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he sells He-Man toys at Toys R Us.
Did you hear that?
Amen.
So he played minor league baseball.
Yep.
Now he's just coaching his son's team, living off nothing. Mm-hmm. And now he's selling He-Man.
That's right.
That's good for the times, 84.
I would love those times.
All right, so now we're going to go to Alan McLennan. And I saw what they all look like now. Dude is like Jersey Shore ripped. And in the show universe, his parents shifted him to a fine military school where he became one of the developers of bungee jumping. Crazy how all these guys are pretty successful. Anyways, you know how I see his character, Jason?
Tell me.
I think he's like the first guy your mom goes on a date with after your parents' divorce. Doesn't he seem like that type?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this show... Wouldn't it be funny if the reboot was just like reality? Like it was nothing about baseball. It was just like... They made it really like straightforward.
Yeah, none of them interact with each other, really. They don't really know each other. It's just their lives. And it's like, oh, wow, I watched go to work. And then he went to CrossFit. Yeah. Oh, wait, that wasn't a thing in the 80s.
80s probably like just it's all about bulk, you know? Watching some, Yeah.
I think that he was lucky that he didn't trust that priest.
Did you hear that?
Oh, God.
Well, Tim made a Catholic sex joke. Like, I don't know what to do. Should I end the show?
It's almost as bad as a kid with cancer.
Should you high-five him?
Like, this is getting dark. Like, I just thought this was going to be like a fun segment talking about how the characters are doing, and Tim's taking it to places I'm not comfortable with.
We're not done yet either, Carl.
What do you got? You got anything about Jason Hollister?
No, I'm good.
All right, fair. So we got three more. We got the big three: Squints, Smalls, and Benny the Jet. So Squints, he actually appeared in some of the reboots, and I'm not reboots, but the sequels. Yes. And they were embarrassingly bad. I think I watched 5 minutes of one of them. Just horrible. But he ended up owning Squint's Pharmacy. And it sponsored a Sandlot team. So we kind of get an idea of some of these characters in the future. But, yes. But he works at a pharmacy, but he ends up just looking like a disappointing fake scientist wearing a lab coat. You know, the ones you see in those detergent commercials who shake their head about the competitor brand state fighting power. Too much? Did I go too far?
I've only ever seen fake scientists in other kind of movies, but yeah.
So, yeah, they said Squints, Squints married the lifeguard, and they had like 12 kids. Who knows? What do you got? Anything, Jason? Squints in 84, what's he like?
He gets into coke hard. So pharmacy, he's obviously super into drugs. He ends up, kind of doing a little bit of speed one day. He's like, I kind of like the taste of this. Ends up getting addicted to coke or crack, whatever becomes big in the 80s.
Could you imagine being like my age and having little boys and, hey guys, this new Sandlot reboot's out, let's watch it, and then the first scene is Squints in
freebasing,
in the back of a pharmacy with no lights on, just getting high off his own product, and it's like, when are they going to play baseball, Dad? I don't know, son, but this is reality.
No. We meant he got an 8-ball.
I think that he got his money the old-fashioned way. He had bad LASIK.
Yep.
Ooh, bad LASIK. Was that a thing in 84?
Probably not.
Okay. All right, so we got Scotty Smalls. He was like the main character. He remained close to Benny, and you see at the end of the movie, he's like the announcer for the Dodgers. It's ridiculous. I don't know what they're gonna do in 84. It's all kind of weird. It kind of looked like that scene was from 93, which would make Benny 42. And if you're telling me a 42-year-old is stealing home, come on.
Who is it, Ricky Anderson?
No one's stealing him at 42. So
No,
I don't know.
You're on all the HGH.
So I mean, I think in '84, Scotty Smalls, he's gonna look like that PE teacher that we all had, he's wearing short shorts, giving an exam with one leg up on the chair, scratches his inner thigh with a pencil. We've all had that gym teacher, right? That's what he's gonna look like.
Mr. Pitcher.
What do you got? What do you think Scotty Smalls is gonna be like in '84, Jason?
So I think that he is like the Bob Kraft before Bob Kraft, so he's a pretty prominent announcer, obviously, when they show that. So I think he gets a little bit into like the Bob Kraft sex trafficking type deal, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Allegedly.
And I also can see that, like, in his closet in his bedroom, he has a bunch of like naked pictures of Benny the Jet, because it seems like he has a big man crush on him. Wrong?
He like has those shoes still, and he smells them every night.
Yeah, I could see that. Or like a jock strap
the fucking PF Flyers
from like his high school days. He stole one of his jock straps and just smells it before he goes to bed. And it's just like, so we turn on the reboot and we're excited. And the first scene is Scotty Smalls just masturbating to a 20-year-old jock strap from his high school days, from Benny the Jet. And we're like, when are they going to play baseball? Anyways, what do you got, Tim? Scotty
grew up and went to law school. And now he has billboards all over Chavez Ravine.
Okay, interesting. So, last we got Benny the Jet. And they just had the 25th reunion last year. And he was the only person not there because apparently he's a felon. He almost killed someone because he has anger problems.
I think we've all been there, Carl.
So he can't leave California. So here's the kicker. They're probably going to film this in California. So he's probably going to be in the reboot. But I have nothing. I don't know. I get, from what I read on the Wikipedia thing, they say he's manages the Dodgers in 2000. I don't know what to believe. I'm not even going to go make a prediction. Do you have anything, Jason?
So if his career trajectory lands him as managing the Dodgers 17 years later, roughly, I'm going to go with he is playing baseball. He's probably the guy that injects the other dudes in the butt with the steroids because he knows exactly where to get it. Super into steroids, that kind of guy.
Yeah, I get that. And in the movie, at the end, when he steals home, you kind of assume it's present day. You kind of assume it's 93. But like I said earlier, that would make him 42. We don't know the year. They could wipe everything clean. It's television. Who knows? But yeah, if he's going to manage the Dodgers in 84, he might still be on the team. I don't know what to believe. Do you got anything, Tim?
He lost all his earnings on a bad investment with Score baseball cards.
Yes.
And now he's an artisanal street taco vendor with ethically sourced tortillas.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Ethically sourced tortillas.
The Jet's still home. The Jet's still home. All right. Anything else?
Oh my God, is that a tortilla?
Do you guys want to make any predictions on the sub characters? James Earl Jones.
I want to stop talking about this.
The dog.
The dog's dead. Dog's dead.
All right. So we just broke down the Sandlot characters, and am I wrong if I say it got a little dark, Tim?
We went down a dark path, Carl.
Jason, are you okay with this?
I might cut this short just because that was odd. I felt like we were in some sort of weird stupor, and now I feel like dark.
Like the creator would have some dang balls if he went that route that we...
Could you imagine? Yeah. Now let's run this back and think about all of that. Let's mix all of those together, and now that's how the first episode goes. A little intro or a little slice of pie into each of their lives.
Yeah, we're like, well, this is not what I expected at all.
This isn't what I signed up for.
All right, let's move
I
on.
want my refund for Hulu back.
Well, we have another part of this podcast. It's an ongoing segment. We have to keep trucking along. We're almost at the final 32 competitors. We got to do the second round of MLB and NHL. 16 matchups. Let's move fast. Jason, I'll give you the two. It's a cage match. Whatever you say, that's a vote. If Twitter Nation agrees, they move on. If they disagree, me and Tim will break the tie. He goes first. Are you ready?
Oh,
You didn't say yes.
This is idiotic.
I thought maybe just that noise was like, hey, yeah.
But anyways, here we go. First matchup. Mariner versus a twin. And Mariner had a bye, and it's a sailor. Quite frankly, that's all it is. And a twin is one of the two children or animals born at the same time. Cage match. Mariner versus twin. Who wins? Jason Hollister.
Mariner.
And you know what? Twitter Nation agrees. 86%. Mariner moves on. Great. Nice quick answer. Now we're going to go Brave versus Diamondback. And the Brave is a North American Indian warrior, and the Diamondback is a large common North American rattlesnake with diamond-shaped markings. So we have a animal versus a human. Who wins?
No, brave is a racist term for an American person, so I'm going to go ahead and say Diamondback wins because I refuse to say the Atlanta team's name, which I already said. Next.
You said Diamondback wins?
Yes.
Well, Twitter said 62%. Brave wins, so we're going to go to Tim. Break the tie.
Well, as a brave
and
Carl,
racism.
I'm going to go ahead and take the
racism,
Diamondback because I would run the other way. I'd be
Yes.
like, hey, it's a snake.
That is scary.
You know?
We have like
Tim ended racism.
We have a 2-inch little salamander that's been in our basement, and it's scaring the crap out of all of us.
I get it.
And it's not harmful. It's quick. We can't catch it. So yeah, I agree with that. But
I'm actually Mohawk.
here's the thing: brave.
Yeah.
You use that term for people who aren't scared.
Racist.
Fair. Okay. So Twitter Nation picked brave, and no, they don't move on. Anyways, it goes to me now for the tiebreaker. We go Angel versus Athletic, Californian versus California. Angel is a spiritual being believed to act as an attendant, agent, or messenger of God, conventionally represented in human form
these?
with wings, because that's what I do. And a long robe.
fuck?
An athletic is physically strong, fit, and active. So we have an angel with all those spiritual powers versus someone strong, fit, and active. What do you got?
An angel.
Why?
Because of everything you just said, it's literally like a little bit of God. Like, do you think God loses to fucking Brock Lesnar?
Jason's quick with these. I am okay with this. And this one's... we didn't talk about it last time, but Rocky, they might be a competitor. Because Rocky is short for the Rocky Mountains, Jason. Which are a mountain range in western North America. And a ranger is a member of the Texas State Police Force. So we have a Texas cop versus a mountain range. But that's, it's going to be a weird...
Range.
I don't see how the cop can win, Carl.
How do you beat a mountain range?
And
It
Twitter...
literally goes into Canada.
29% of people disagree with you, but 71% agree, so Rocky moves on. Okay. All right, the other team that had a first round bye, a cub, which is the young of a bear. And a dodger is a person who engages in cunning tricks or dishonest practices to avoid something unpleasant. Who do you got, Jason, and why?
All right, so you got a small baby bear versus someone who can dodge said baby bear. I'm going to go with Dodger just because they're crafty, and a baby is screw a baby. Like a baby cub.
Whoa, we can't say that kind of thing on the internet.
Twitter actually was 50-50%, so it goes to you, Jason. Dodger moves on. Congratulations. What a run for the Dodger. Dodger is in the final 32.
I wonder if he can dive and duck, though.
I love the fact that the Rocky Mountain is a thing.
Well, they have a tough matchup against the Angel. It's one of the few things that might beat it.
But wait, there's more.
So we got 3 more baseball matchups. This is a big one. Giant versus Pirate. And Jason, a giant is an imaginary or mythical being of human form, but superhuman size. And a pirate is a person who attacks and robs ships at seas. Those a-holes. Human versus human. One is big, one has a gun, I think. Who wins?
So this one you've got possibly a 70-foot gigantic man versus a Somali pirate, modern-day pirate. I'm going to go 70-foot giant man 100% of the time. Thank you.
And Twitter Nation, TN agrees, 67%.
Who are the third pirate has a chance because a literal gigantic person?
I don't know, but we got 2 more matchups for baseball.
They're trolls, Josh. They're trolls.
We got Astro versus Royal. Astro is combining form with the meaning pertaining to stars or celestial bodies. And Jason, a Royal is having the status of a king or queen or a member of their family. Exciting. Who do you got?
I'm sorry. So is this an entire constellation of stars versus a human being?
Yes.
That's correct, Josh.
It's a big cage match. Big cage. You call him Josh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
His name's Jason.
I'm gonna have to go through the entire constellation of stars.
Lost in that was Tim calling you Josh.
Yeah, my bad.
Didn't he call me Jeremiah or some disrespectful the last time when I was calling him a different name?
It happens.
So me and Jason used to play in a football league, and we had this guy from this radio station joined our league, and for like 7 weeks he kept calling me Corey, and I never corrected him. So for a while, Jason also called me Corey. Remember that?
I think I probably said Corey like on the beginning of one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
But what is it? What you call yourself?
Kyle.
That's right, you do.
So one more matchup, and this is a pretty weak one. We got Indian versus Cardinal. Indian is a member of any of the Native American peoples except the Eskimos, Aleuts, or Inuits. And Cardinals are Passanerian burns found in North America and South America. I can't believe Cardinal moved on to this round. How did Cardinal win a matchup? Anyways, who do you got?
Did Cardinal... Who was it? Cardinal beat Seed or something before?
They beat Met.
Did it beat the Worm?
They beat Met. I don't know how, but they did.
How did they beat Mets? Okay, well, anyway, this is where the Cardinal ends. The Indian kills that thing and eats it.
Thank you. All right, so Jason does not mess around.
He doesn't. I like it, Carl.
Mariner, Diamondback, Angel, Rocky, which now is making me laugh because it's Rocky Mountains. Dodger.
We got an entire constellation of stars that's going to go up against a mountain range.
We got Dodger, Giant, Astro, Indian, and it's probably going to be Astro versus Rocky.
Yeah, it's we'll see. Great.
And
it sounds very end times, Carl. Armageddon, if you will.
We're moving along quick. Jason Hollister, we talked Sandlot. We knocked out the MLB. Once we do these NHL matchups, we'll have 32 teams left, Tim, from 123 to 32.
Wow.
We're getting down to the end. Anyways.
You would say it's the final countdown?
NHL, there was 31 teams. So only one got a bye, and it was the Edmonton Oilers.
Why?
They have money.
You know what I'm still stuck on? How dark we got with the Sandlot. Sex predators, people abusing their pharmaceutical license, jerking off to jock straps.
I think we've all been there, Carl.
Weird uncles. Actually, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
It's safe to say, though, I don't care what streaming service it's on. I will be watching that. If they've already got 2 seasons and the creator is not talking, dude, it's going to get crazy numbers. I can't wait to watch the Sandlot reboot. And anyone even close to my age feels the same way.
I really hope it's like our vision for it instead of the Disney version.
Our vision for it's going to be so far off. Jason, I'm pulling up the stuff on Twitter. Is there anything else you want to say about the Sandlot stuff? Do you think we were just over the top?
No, it wasn't over the top. I think it was very well thought out. I did my research. I know you did yours. Wikipedia, Google, the internet. I think we all did our research.
All right. So I got my NHL matchups here.
What's that even stand for?
I see what Twitter has. An oiler is a person who oils machinery. Ooh, that's tough. And a Canadian is a person from Canada. Ooh.
It's not very nice, buddy.
This is a pretty weak matchup. But someone has to win. Who do you got, Jason, and why?
I guess give me the Oiler versus your standard, regular, run-of-the-mill Canadian. So I'm going to take all of Canada, whatever population they have, like 60 million people or something, and then draw a random Canadian out of there. Odds are it's going to be a baby. So you got an Oiler versus essentially a small Canadian baby. Give me the Oiler.
Hey, why you want to fight me, Mr. Oiler?
This kind of sounds like
no.
This baby doesn't
deaf guy. And Twitter Nation agrees with you, 77%. So Oiler moves on. Good job. You're in tune with Twitter. Here we go.
Amen.
Ranger versus Jet. This is exciting. A Ranger is a member of a body of armed men And a jet is a plane that is powered by a jet engine. So we go in a cage, and there's a jet plane. And, but there's a Ranger, and can he outsmart the jet? Can he? What are you gonna do here, Jason?
Well, first of all, this is the one you should have cut since you have Ranger for baseball too. You should have cut Ranger for NHL.
We have jet for NFL too.
Well, Jesus Christ. I'm going to go ahead and say the gigantic jumbo jet wins just because all you do is turn on, and I think you either get sucked into this jumbo jet's engine or you get blown away by its thrust.
I've heard this before. Jets already beat Predator, Sex Predator. Remember that? That was fun. And I don't know how the Jets doing in the NFL bracket. Are they out?
I think they're out.
Are they? They lost?
I think so. Yeah.
Did they lose to the Rust?
I don't know if they're out. I think they're still in. But anyways.
You also don't know if that Ranger has an AT4, which is a bit.
But Twitter Nation agrees with you 60%. Good job. Jason, you're killing it.
Give me a jet.
And now we're going Shark versus Golden Knight. We're going to California here.
Ooh.
And a shark is a long-bodied marine fish with a cartilaginous, that's not a word, skeleton and tooth-like scales. And a golden knight is a golden man granted an honorary title of knighthood.
Sounds like a rich guy.
By a political or religious leader.
Sounds like money.
Golden Knight's in Vegas, so not California. Sorry, guys. California and Vegas. Big matchup here, though. Jason's been crushing it. Who wins here?
Well, speaking of crushing it, give me the shark. It crushes through the golden armor of the Golden Knight, chops its head off, chops its arms off, goes and stars and jaws real quick, comes back and sleeps.
Tim, it seems like we've been doing this series for 30 weeks, right?
Yeah, this has been bad.
And what have I been saying time and again? Humans over animals. Twitter Nation disagrees with Jason. It means it goes to me. So once again, I'm picking the human over the animal. Golden Knight moves on. Sorry. Whatever, though. Tiebreaker now goes to Tim. And now we're going to have human versus electricity. Lightning versus Blackhawk. And lightning is a sudden electrostatic discharge that occurs usually during a thunderstorm. And a Blackhawk was a Native American chief that led a Sauk tribe that inhabited southeast Iowa / western Illinois. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine this? Blackhawk versus lightning? They're probably scared of lightning, right?
So in the ring, the ring starts. It's just one guy by himself, and there's a giant cloud over the ring. And all of a sudden, just looking up, lightning strike, dead. Give me
it's
the
more
lightning.
like a Tesla coil.
Yep. Done.
Boom. And Twitter agrees, 64%. 4 more matchups. Tim has the tiebreaker. Let's have some fun here. Devil versus Star. Now this is a fun matchup because the devil has powers. Devil is the chief evil spirit / Satan. It was a fallen angel. Everyone knows the story. Even people who aren't Christians, right, Tim?
Oh, Azazel.
And Star is a natural luminous body, visible in the sky, especially at night. And earlier, Chandler Phillips was pissed that the sun lost. He's like, sun should win. Well, guess what? Sun is a star. Here's another chance.
Yeah, but it's going against literally Satan. Like, in any other situation, I'm going to take the devil in this one because he can just make it disappear, I would assume.
Yeah, and listen, Sun went up against magic.
Right.
And Twitter actually agrees with you 80%. So Star is out.
Man, before you destroyed my bracket, Carl.
Tim had his own bracket, and he had Star winning it. So, sorry. Devil moves on. 3 more matchups, and this one's very weak. But we still have to do it. We have to do these weak matchups. As weak as they are, we still have to do them. So we have Wild versus Blue Jackets, some of the newer teams. Well, Wild is living or growing in the natural environment, not domesticated or cultivated. And a Blue Jacket is a Union Army member in the Civil War from Ohio. Dude, the only professional team from Jason's home city. He's from Columbus. He lives in Columbus. Can you believe that?
Actually, if I move to that area, I'd want him to Michigan, Ohio. I'd go to Columbus.
Every time I talk to Jason, he's like, did you see how the Blue Jackets did last night? It's like, Jason, I don't care.
I love the Jackets.
Stop texting me scores from the Blue Jackets.
Artemi Panarin, Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, Sergei Bobrovsky. My God.
Word on the street is that Panarin's
Matt
gone.
Duchene.
Pretty much.
So
it's a wild animal, I guess, versus a human from the Civil
Give
War.
me the human. Blue Jackets. CBJ.
BJ beat Duck and Wild to move on to the final 32. This is getting exciting.
So just to verify, we're taking the person with the gun that probably didn't work and didn't have boots over the Wild.
I don't know what he's saying. So here we go. 2 Canadian teams now. Canuck versus Flame. And Jason, I just learned this. Canuck is a Canadian.
Yeah.
Sometimes derogatory in U.S. use. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. How is that a team name?
Well, the Cleveland Indians, it's the same idea.
Fair enough. And flame is a hot, glowing body of ignited gas that is generated by something on fire. Fire versus a derogatory Canadian name. Jason, what happens in this cage match?
The cage ignites on fire and burns the Canadian. The Canadian people are weak just by nature, so they lose.
Help me, hey, I'm on fire. Hey, oh, sorry, I'm on fire. I don't want to inconvenience you. I'm on fire. Can you? I don't want to bother you, but can I have a Molson? I'm on fire.
The maple syrup doesn't put it out.
Can I drink some Molson for my last few minutes on Earth while I'm on fire, eh?
Make sure it's a golden too. I don't want any of that triple X stuff.
Oh, the Raptors doing, eh? Anyways, here we go. So, one more matchup. These two teams squeak by because Red Wing played Blue and Bruin played Penguin. So, easy wins. But one of these teams is going to make the final 32. Red Wing versus Bruin.
We also found out the unfortunate other definition of a Red Wing.
In a Red... Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, Steve Harris told us that a Red Wing is when you ate out a girl that was on her period.
Yeah, getting your wings.
Oh my goodness gracious, we learned things. But the definition I saw on Webster was it's a small migratory thrush that breeds mainly in northern Europe with red underwings. Cool. Showing in flight. And a Bruin is a bear, especially in children's fables. So kind of like a fake weak bear. Who wins?
A fake weak bear? No. Like a mystical gigantic bear versus a bird? How would a bird possibly win? Give me the Bruin.
Well, Twitter Nation picked Red Wing, so it goes to you, Tim.
Why? It's just because everyone's from Detroit.
That's Bruin.
The Red Wing's better.
I have a funny story from Iraq. I went into a CD or a DVD place, and they had the entire collection of Winnie the Pooh, except its name was Winnie the Bruin.
I don't get the joke.
Like instead of
like the
Winnie the
knockoff
Pooh, they just said Winnie the Bruin because he was a bear. Like they have a bad word for bear.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of fun with Jason.
Yeah, it's been a great time.
Isn't he a good guest?
He is.
So we did Song of the Week. We did Timmy's Worst of the Week. We did the Sandlot segment, and we rushed through it. And he didn't mess around with these picks. Now we have 32 teams left, which I'll put on Twitter. Now it's up to you, Tim. The Throne of Awesome rankings look like this. Matthews, Harris, Radjack, Bailey. That's the 4. Is Jason going to squeak in there? At all?
I have Rick, Steve, Rata, and Jason. Jason takes out Bailey.
All right, congratulations, Jason. You're in the top 4.
Let's put that up to a Twitter vote, too. I don't know who the fuck these other guys are, but I don't like them.
All right, so let's just... I mean, the NCAA tournament starts, and I didn't put much thought into these picks. The older I get, the more I just kind of want to watch the games and not be stressed out about throwing down $200. So I spent $30, 2 brackets, whatever. Listen, in one bracket, I picked all the 1 seeds. That's how much I care this year. Do any of you guys want to give your final 4? Did you give it more thought than me? Jason, did you?
I didn't give it a lot of thought, but I did a lot of different brackets. But yeah, it's like I always end up having chalk, and then I don't want to have chalk, so then I end up making brackets that are wild. But I guess if I have to pick, honestly, I'll go Duke, Gonzaga, Kentucky, Virginia.
That's not bad. You really think Virginia can do it?
Yeah, I mean, they only lost, 2 or 3 times.
What's your final 4, Tim?
Duke, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina.
ACC, Big Ten. That's fun. That wouldn't be boring. You know, I'm just kind of scared, like Michigan State and Duke's going to get there in the Elite Eight, and Michigan State was about like 30. That's what I'm scared about.
Again.
Yeah.
They got screwed. Anyways, whatever. Any last words, Tim?
No, Carl.
Jason?
Look up human-pig-animal hybrids. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's some Alex Jones stuff.
Yes.
Hey guys, Alec Jones here.
Hey, let me tell you something. They're actually doing human-pig hybrids down there.
It's funny. He's actually right way more than anybody wants to admit.
I know, it's wild.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Anyways, for Tim Anderson, my sidekick, and for Jason Hollister, my great guest who I've known since 2013. Carl Coffey. We'll talk to you next time for episode 24.